versus machine. No one stands a chance against THD 3000. Sent back in time to eradicate humankind, this cold, calculated killing machine will stop at nothing in his quest to search and destroy. Its 7-foot-tall bionic body radiates with bright, energy-efficient LED light, casting shadows on fleshy and forlorn trick-or-treaters as it prepares them for processing. Those calculations are captured two ways: a big blinking humanoid eye and a laser that scans red. His left arm was lost years ago, replaced with a full-size bionic blue blade, while his right hand is scarred with the terror of his technical transformation. Cables, coils, and cords in the neck and chest keep this cyborg mechanized and mean. Get this robot to rock, and its programming kicks in. Servo motors in the neck, arms, and head bring this sadistic cyborg into action as its systems calibrate and it begins to speak.
Your chances of escape are less than 1%. Goodbye.
For THD 3000, the world is written in ones and zeros, and you are nothing more than a simple subtraction. Happy Halloween, and thanks for shopping at the Home Depot.
Mortal, maybe, but not for long. The 7-foot animated lethal Lily the Witch has got your scent, and she intends to keep it, mingling with the rotten stench of river monsters and beastly bog breathers. Standing 7 feet tall, this wicked witch of the water is an imposing presence, practically dripping with the dregs of whatever cursed lagoon she slithered out of. Her staff, fashioned from waterlogged wood, glows green with bright, energy-efficient LED light, illuminating the crags and wrinkles of her decrepit, age-ravaged face. Her silver strands are capped by a big, bewitched hat covered in green tatters. A dusty brown shroud and swamp-stained long skirt are held up by a braided belt. And a powerful polywog joins this marshland magician, covered in rich detail and green LED light. Watch this witch wiggle, and servo motors and lethal Lily's head speak life into this soggy sorceress as she blinks her eager eyes, attempting to entice you with her realistic, moving mouth.
Oh, you want to leave? It's well known that those who enter my lair never leave.
And your pain will last forever.
Ever wonder what it's like to be buried alive? Well, maybe tonight will be your lucky night then.
Fortune favors the bold, and if it's a treasure you seek, this gruesome grave robber might be the perfect person to help you find it. That is, if you're willing to get your hands dirty. Dressed in blood-spattered clothing, a large overcoat keeps him covered in the darkest mausoleum, while his boots stay on the ready for the next job. His fearsome face is old and weathered, while silver hair sprinkles out and onto his tired shoulders, all covered by a dusty, dirty top hat.
The things I've seen would make your skin crawl.
This thrilling thief and his ornithological assistant have a penchant for the rich at rest, and they're itching to tell you all about it. When triggered, the grave robber readies his shovel, clenched by decrepit hands.
Some folks get superstitious about digging up the dead. Well, I can't blame them. The things I've seen would make your skin crawl.
The ever-watchful owl might like a treat or two for himself. His eyes glow bright yellow, keeping a lookout for the law. or worse. Fresh graves do seem to be popping up just about everywhere. If you're looking for a sky-scraping scare, no one stands taller than the Pumpkin King. At 13 frightening feet, the giant Jack Skellington towers over all. Never one to underdress, this devilish dandy is decked out in his classic black pinstripe suit, with a wide bat-like bow tie stretching far past his slender shoulders.
There are few who deny it. What I do, I am the best, for my talents are renowned far and wide.
As night falls, color-changing LEDs bring some much-needed color to his bone-white body, glowing brightly all night long. Trigger his motion sensor, and his skeleton skull begins to turn, bringing this secret Santa into the land of the living once again. His jagged jaw opens, and his haunted head moves from side to side as he quotes some of the most memorable moments from everyone's favorite nightmare.
And I, Jack, the Pumpkin King, have grown so tired of the same old thing.
And if his first face doesn't feel festively frightening enough, remove and replace for a new Halloween Town attitude, playful to sinister with the interchangeable faceplate. Don't bother telling the Pumpkin King what you want for Christmas this year. Naughty or nice, he'll see to it this nightmare is your last. Happy Halloween, and thanks for shopping at the Home Depot.
It's a perfect night for fishing.
Pull up a chair and prepare to get hooked. Because no one spins a fishtail quite like the 6.5-foot animated swamp fisherman. This all-but-dead angler doesn't look the least bit seaworthy sitting there in his old rocking chair, dressed in dirty ripped jeans, an old tattered flannel, and a fisherman's cap and vest.
You best be careful and take your leave now.
His sunken eyes burn red with energy-efficient LED light, illuminating his gray, rotten skin and long, silvered hair. And it doesn't take long to see that the catch on his line is a little less than fresh. Rotten to the bone, his piranha's eyes glow a ghostly green, its sharp teeth and moving mouth nipping at the line. This frightening fisherman rocks back and forth as he begins to speak. He has quite the story to tell, and if you're not careful, it just might be the last one you hear.
Hey, get away from my catch. This is mine, you varmint.
Now that's a tale with bite.
There once was a skeleton maid who made all the children afraid.
If you're looking for a little help, the 5.5-foot Marie meddling maid is to die for. More crypt keeper than housekeeper, one look at her tattered dress, and you know this bare-boned beauty has spent a lifetime or two in grueling service. But she's had enough of all that, and now with feather duster in hand, Marie is ready to clean house. Plug her in, and her tired, sunken eyes glow red with rage, brightly lit by energy-efficient LEDs. Trigger her motion sensor, and the bottle she brandishes swings up and down in her ancient arm as her jaw begins to move, syncing with 7 spine-tingling sayings.
It seems that the more I dust, the more spider webs that appear. And there's always so much blood to clean.
No rest for the wicked, and clicking her ruby-red slippers together won't work either. The 6-foot animated Marie meddling maid is positively buried in her work, and the murder and mayhem and mobbing is only just the beginning.
I've been worked clear to the bone. Why, you can nearly see right through me.
Meet Mr. Teddy. Mr. Teddy just loves head pats.
There's more to the 4.5 feet animated possessed Penny that meets the eye. Dressed in her best and holding her precious Mr. Teddy, this gregarious little girl is eager to make some new friends, and she'll do anything to keep them. One wrong step, and Penny's bright LED-lit eyes suddenly begin to change. Her moving arms rip Mr. Teddy's head from his shoulders as her voice shifts and drops, a dormant demonic spirit taking over.
I don't want to share my toys. If I can't have Teddy to myself...
No one can.
If fun is what possessed Penny wants, then fun is what possessed Penny gets.
Run as much as your heart desires. I will always find you.
Ready or not, here comes the boogeyman, and you're it. At a staggering 8 feet tall, this big bad boogeyman is hell-bent on one thing: your soul. Tall, dark, and absolutely horrific, he's dressed in a slim black suit and spattered button-down with stringy black hair spilling down his gray, ghoulish face. Trigger his motion sensor, and your worst nightmare comes to life. His eerie, skin-draped eyes and bony hands glow with bright white light. His arms reach out as he turns from side to side, searching for you. His jaw moving up and down as he calls through webbed lips.
I am inside your head. There is no escape.
What happens when two become one? If the Boogie Monster has his way, you're about to find out.
When it is dark and the path draws to a narrow, tread lightly, for the 7-foot marsh monster is only a slash and a slice away.
You have already reached the point of no return.
A fantastical fright, this wondrous beast bears an enormous set of realistic antlers, perfect for gnashing and goring his way through a fright night feast. Its wild green hair, large snake eyes, and menacing mouth with razor-sharp incisors fill the darkness with bright, energy-efficient LED light. Its arms and legs stretch long, draped in gauze and torn, tattered fabric. Sharp, pointed claws threaten to dig deeply into the flesh of anything or anyone that crosses its path. Don't believe me? Make this marsh monster move, and it springs to life. Its head and arms move up and down, body side to side, and it begins to speak, putrid promises pouring from its ravenous, synchronized mouth.
This swamp is a graveyard of those who have dared to trespass into my swamp.
Can't wait to hear what comes next. But with the 7-foot marsh monster, the story always ends the same. Rest in peace. Something wicked this way comes. Rising from the deepest layers of the spirit world, the 9-foot animated predator of the night returns to the land of the living, hell-bent on stealing the soul from your body and the breath from your very lungs. Standing a towering 9 feet tall and with wings stretching 12.5 feet wide, this satanic spawn is a sight to behold, if you should be so unfortunate. Get this demon to dance with death, and its head swings back and forth, Its LED-lit eyes glow bright red, and large ears and pointed teeth shape its skull, as roars and shrieks bellow from its moving mouth. Its posable arms move and hold their position, and more energy-efficient LEDs illuminate its massive, wondrous wings, drawing attention to their scarring and scaly detail. While enormous feet and hands pack a pernicious punch, it is no question the 9-foot predator of the night is a vision fit only for the damnedest of the damned, and all others should take heed. Happy Halloween, and thanks for shopping at the Home Depot.
I have newt, tongue of goat, licorice root, and werewolf throat. Delicious potion for a happy Halloween!
They say curiosity killed the cat, but unless you feel like cashing in all 9 lives at once, it would be wise to steer clear of the animated spell-casting witch. At 6 feet tall and dressed in a long black robe with a tattered red shawl, she reads from her bewitching book of spells. Her rotten green skin and red-rimmed eyes should be reason enough to stay away, but with sensitive sound motion, this wicked witch springs to life at the drop of her pointed hat. Her head and mouth moving as she calls to you, beckoning you forth.
What pretty, pretty eyes you have, my dear. Let me take them from you, just for a brew minute.
But why stop at the eyes? Why not lend this spellcasting witch an ear, a hand, or your tongue and tonsils too?
What do you call someone that steals a bunch of wood? A lumberjack!
Or how about Sinister Steve? That has a nice ring to it. Strapped with his own belt tools, this horrible handyman stands just 4.5 feet tall. But what he lacks in height, he more than makes up for in fright. Bright orange locks shock from his head, wearing faded prankster powder on his face, dressed in a dirty, spattered two-tone costume. Steve looks like he could use a little TLC himself. But activate this cringy clown, and he's quick with a joke. His head turns from side to side, his arms flail up and down, and his manic mouth moves with the words.
Let's test out my new stud finder! Looks like I'm a stud!
Not bad. But one look at his wrinkled, weathered face, his long set of jagged, yellowed teeth, and his bright LED-lit eyes, and you know that it's not all fun and games for this Joker.
Hey! You should go check out the prices on new carpet, wood, and tile! The prices floored me!
And don't forget his hammer, screwdriver, and ruler. Even the 5-foot animated Sinister Steve knows that the best builders measure twice and only cut once.
You like my dolly? You can hold her if you want. But don't upset her.
One wrong move around the Sitter of the Souls, and you'll wish you were already dead. Standing 5.5 feet tall and outfitted in a tattered, stained farm dress, this ghoulish girl looks more Last House on the Left than Little House on the Prairie. A burlap bag sewn around her head hides the horror beneath, leaving only 2 blood-red LED-lit eyes, a bottomless black mouth. She cradles a weathered homemade rag doll in her arms. Step up to this bad blood babysitter, and she rocks her dolly from side to side, turning her head to greet you.
Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posies. Ashes, ashes, you will fall down.
Oh, you'll fall down all right. 6 feet down. Happy Halloween, and thanks for shopping at the Home Depot. Legend has it it's the last thing you see before you die. A spectral vision towering above you, hovering high in the air. At 12 feet tall, the 12-foot towering ghost looms largest in almost any deathly display. Choose from multiple lighting patterns. Everything from a fearsome flash to a bone-chilling blue bath. Oozing with bright, energy-efficient LED light, this spectacular spook is not one to stay shrouded in the darkness. Its broad metal base provides a strong foundation for big thrills, and assembly is easy, even at great heights. While terrifying trick-or-treaters is all in good fun, the 12-foot towering ghost has but one true purpose in this earthly realm: to suck the final breath of life from your lips before you're taken with it eternally to the underworld.
Hello, good evening. Step up to the bar and I'll serve you what is likely to be the best beverage you've ever had. And your last.
Belly up, if you dare, with 6-foot animated bartender, Dean the Deathologist. This sinister sudslinger is serving up the stiffest drinks in town, known to knock 'em dead. Plug him in, and his eyes fill with bright LED light. Activate his motion sensor, and he comes alive, moving his head and jaws in sync with 6 saucy sayings.
It appears that your heart still beats.
Always the dandy. His crisp side part ain't aged a day, and his dapper duds, including his crisp black vest, arm garters, and ascot, are handsomely complemented by his gold watch chain. And them two-tone loafers still sparkle and shine, adding a touch of high society. Just like the LED lit glass he holds, catching more and more of his evil elixir, about to wet the whistle of yet another satisfied customer before Dean the Deathologist turns his attention to you.
Bloody Mary? Witch's brew? It appears that the night's just begun.
Bottoms up!
If you thought the children of the corn were the scariest thing on the farm, wait till you see the 7-foot-tall animated swamp scarecrow. Truly outstanding in his field, this worrisome watcher keeps a constant vigil, his eerie eyes glowing a ghoulish green, brightly lit by energy-efficient LED light.
Let the harvest begin!
The swamp scarecrow's bare, fleshless ribs poke through layers of tattered and torn cloaks. This swamp thing swipes. His burlap-draped mouth screams into the marsh as his straw-stuffed arms suddenly snap closed, trapping you in.
When the crow caws twice, don't be surprised. When I reach out for you!
Don't say we didn't warn you. The swamp scarecrow always demands a sacrifice.
It's back! Everyone's favorite bony behemoth has risen from the grave once more. Ready for another All Hallows Eve. Full of frights that will shake you down to the marrow. The centerpiece of even the most towering displays, the 12-foot giant skeleton scale alone is enough to scare you out of your skull. When assembled, it stands more than a single story tall, many times the size of your trick-or-treaters, its detailed, lifelike bones dwarfing those of the living. Once activated, its LED-lit eyes opened to the world, blinking and moving as if possessed, searching for something deep in the darkness. What on earth could this colossal carcass desire, you might ask? Whoa, Skelly, don't get your bones in a bunch. There are plenty of bite-sized bodies to go around.
To stack or not to stack? That is the question posed by the